Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you all so much for being here. I'm Pam Ford, Executive Director of New Day Employment Network, and this is our second Reentry Breakfast that we're having here, where we created a safe space for people to come and to be able to talk openly. And this is the month that, our second month is the month that, we wanted to have people share. The first month was so riveting with people actually just talking and, speaking their truths. We didn't record that, we took photos, but this month we thought we would actually try and get some, capture some video with that. So we have a couple people missing. Jerron, which is normally here, he's out of town, so he won't be here today, but he's with us in spirit. And then we have the phone, and that's always. But we're gonna first let's turn off the phones. Wait a second, I totally forgot. Got it? Okay. So it's cool, phones happen. We now just gonna turn them off, because again, this is just live and we're just doing what we do. So again, I wanna get started. First of all, I want to acknowledge one of my partners in crime, not literally in crime, but Sherry Williams, which is a Will County board member. First of all, thank you for coming, Sherry. Sherry has been phenomenal and with me from day one, with everything from us voting in the jail, from us getting the bill passed, for people to be able to vote in jail that haven't been convicted of a crime, from us getting access to things we normally wouldn't have access to people, talking about the importance of reentry. So I just want to introduce Sherry. Sherry, introduce yourself and tell the community and then the people in this room some of the things that we've done together.
Okay, hello everybody, I'm Sherry Williams. As Pam said, I'm a member of the Will County Board for District 5. We started off with Speak Up and Vote, and we were registering people to vote, and Pam got the idea that not only should we do registration, we should have in-person voting at the Will County Adult Detention Facility. I retired from the Sheriff's Department, and my last job there was as a classification specialist at the Will County Adult Detention Facility. So I knew a little bit about it, know the sheriff. So we managed to get some legislation changed that we actually can get voting in the jail. Prior to that, only Cook County had in-person voting in the jail. Now every county can have in-person voting in the jail. So Pam and I did that together.
Ooh.
And it's been, yeah.
Not the law change.
Yes, we changed the whole law. So, and one of the few jails in the country, besides Cook County, that actually has in-person voting. So we're very proud of that. But we also know there's a lot more work to be done. And we also know that when people, after they serve their time, they serve their sentence, there's not a lot out there for everybody. So I work with Pam trying to make sure that reentry is something that we have here in Will County, so that the people can have some resources to have a better life, be just productive members of society.
Wonderful. So thank you, Sherry, for being a part of our discussion today. And so with that being said, the cornerstone of our reentry breakfast is not so much for us. It is for the people that's returning home, that are home. And so with that, I want to be able to open up the floor and for people, for the people to share what they choose to, because it's not easy, but it's not easy when people come home. I can't tell a person what it's like not to have a place to stay, not to have a place to bathe, not to be able to go get something to eat. I don't know what that's like. But what I do know is for 25 years, I did an expungement program here in Will County. And so this was a program that we did to try to help people get their records cleared. And we successfully did that for thousands of people, over the last 25 years. And we stopped it a few years ago, actually prior to COVID, because now what was happening is that, it was so many people able to get out of jail now that was in jail on a lot of bogus charges, for marijuana, where they would get 5 years for marijuana, just crazy stuff for like an ounce of it. And then whether it would be crack cocaine or whatever. So now a lot of people were coming home that were being released. So we decided that after 25 years, we would do surveys with people, and then the clients would tell us, like, you know what, we appreciate what you're doing regarding that. However, more is needed. So I decided, and God just told me, to whom much is given, much is required. So it was upon me to say, okay, what else can we do? So we did a survey, with the clients that was coming in, and they said that, what they needed was training, what they needed was a job, what they needed was housing, what they needed were resources. So we said, okay, got you. So we decided to start putting together a resource guide, and that's what we started to do. So we have a resource guide, it's called the Reentry Will County Resource Guide, and we decided to look at that from the end. What is it like? We think about the ending. What's the end result that we want people to get out of that? So with Jerron, my outreach coordinator, with him being a person with lived experience, we walked through this thing. And we looked at that, like, what is it that when people first get out, what they need? I mean, from the gate, when they say, okay, you're released, what is it that they need? So we have that resource guide that's on our website. You all can reach out to us if you want that pamphlet. Jerron is also in I partner with the Will County Courthouse. So every Wednesday, Jerron is at the Will County Courthouse giving out resources, providing access to resources for people. And that's something that I put together because I felt that it was needed. We have a lot of people that come out of jail that don't know where their next meal is going to come from, don't have any resources, anything. So we put that together. So that resource guide is available for those who actually want to reach out to us. If you want a copy of it, if you want those resources, let us know. It's available. And then the last thing, when I talk about reentry, before we get started, is that we have an essential skills course that we're starting. Why? Because we found, in addition to people getting out, a lot of times, of course, they can't find a job. So we wanted people to have access to resources, to skills, so when they do get the opportunity to work, you know what? They can let the employer know, we finished this course. It's a soft skills course. It's going to teach them about communication. Is going to teach them about when they go to the job, what to expect, expectations. We have 4 modules, and it's a 4-week course. And at the end of this 4 weeks, guess what? You get a certificate. And with that certificate, what can you do with that? Well, when you go to a job, we can vouch for you now. Because now the company will know, okay, well, somebody is vouching for these people. So we're starting this essential course, and it's starting on the 26th. And if you're interested in participating in this, we will have them, you can come into our office, or you can actually do this at home from the comfort of your own computer. All right? So reach out to us with that and all the information regarding our essential skills course, which is the foundation of what we're trying to do, because this is what's going to take you to the next level. So all that information will be at the bottom of this video once we get done. All right, so what I want to do is open up the floor and just have people just, talk. I want to start with Katrina. I love Katrina. And she has been a volunteer with us. We have been giving out toiletry bags for the last, couple months. Yes. And she has been an asset to us with that, both her and James, because we couldn't have done this without them. And they did this because they chose to, not because they had to. So those were some of the other things that we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of small things, and most people, it's not anything we're going to come and tell you all about every little thing. But the most important thing is that we feed the people the knowledge that we need and provide them access to the resources. Because without that, you have nothing. Okay? All right, Katrina.
Hello, my name is Katrina Harden. I'm 49, I'll be 50. I did 28 years. And I came home to, live with my uncle. But in the process of living with him, re-entry is kind of hard, because it's like after doing that so much time, no one wants to give you that opportunity because you don't have the job experience, but you do have the job experience because you got, I've got education in prison. I have an associate's degree. I have cosmetology. I have so many skills and stuff that I've done that coming home, really to me, and the way that people make you feel like that meant nothing. 28 years of my life meant nothing to come home to a place that I really don't, I'm not from here, but I have family here, to come home to a place that you know really nothing about, and to have to learn everything on your own. And it took for me to be blessed by God, to be sent to the Salvation Army. And then I met Juan, that got me in contact with the Salvation Army, and Jerron, and now Pam. And through this, you know, I believe in giving back. I believe in God and trying to make sure that no one else has to go through what I've been through. No other young woman has to be, you know, go through the things that I've been through. I've been through a lot. You know, some others in here may know my story, further. But it's a process. Like, now I have a job. Now I'm soon, hopefully, have my own place. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the process of doing those things, and just trying to stay focused and trying to stay prayed up and focused, because this lady has been a godsend. She checks on me all the time. She makes sure I'm good. You know, it's just like, this is just needed. This is needed in the community, and it's needed for so many people to take this opportunity. You don't know what you're missing out on if you don't take this opportunity. You don't know what you can have or give and how you can feel. You know, this makes me feel great every single day. Like, I even talked to a young lady right here on the bus. I was telling anybody that wanted to listen, do you want this app? Do you want to see it? Do you want to come? Because you need this. We need this as being incarcerated. When you've been incarcerated for so many years, you come out here to a whole new world. Life then flipped over 3 times the time that I've been gone. But I'm figuring it out. I've been out for over a year. But, you know, I'm doing it. And I just want to say I'm thankful for this. And I really would hope that other people would take on this opportunity as well.
Thank you so much, Katrina, for sharing that. Anyone else like to share anything?
Well, I'm not a big talker.
No, you're not. But you're a doer, though.
You're a doer.
Yes, he is.
I've done 30 years incarceration. When I got out, my situation was a little different from hers, because I tried to establish some things before I came home. But the gist of what she's saying is so about the employment programs, of the outreach or the reentry programs. They didn't have any. So you just out here left alone. It's like they snatch you up off the street. You serve your time, and they throw you back out there on the street and say, figure it out. It's hard to figure something out after doing 3 decades of your life in prison. Everything have changed, everything. The manner of using, phones have changed. Didn't know anything about a computer. So it's a big challenge, I believe. The work that Pam is doing is wonderful. You know, it's some people I know in Chicago who's doing some wonderful work too. The programs is needed. Without the programs, it's like a revolving door back into the penal system, because you're literally forced back out on the street. Before you went, you may have had some things out here on the streets, but when you return, you have nothing, absolutely nothing. No clothes, no food. You virtually, it's just dropped in the jungle and asked to figure it out. So the reentry program is real, it's needed, and it's helpful.
Thank you so much. So I don't know, I think when we were looking at putting this together, when I was speaking with Jerron, telling him what I wanted, we were looking at not only, it's just not the people that come out, it's the families that go through this together. Because it's the withdrawals when people come out, it's the families. And so this is not only just for people with reentry, but if families want to come out and support their loved ones and talk about what they're experiencing with their loved ones being home, they're more than welcome to do that as well. Because it is a tribe, it is a tribe. Now, people always ask me, well, you don't have reentry. No, I don't. I've never been to jail. But I was in jail in my mind with stuff. And so it was only by the grace of God years ago, some of the silly things that I did, they didn't have cameras back then. Come on, somebody. They didn't have cameras back then. Now they got cameras in everything, And so, but my goal is, because I serve a God of a second chance, my goal is to give other people second chances as well. And that's the beginning and that's the end. So, the floor is just open for people to share. What do you think some of the things that we need to do while we're, as far as with reentry, to help people that may be just coming out? I know you all have been out for a short stint now, and so you sort of getting reacclimated, like back in the community, hopefully, but what are some of the other things that you all see that's not happening that really needs to happen? And disclaimer, nobody here is saying that anybody owes them anything.
Right.
Okay, nobody is saying that. What we're saying is, if we want, people are coming out, bottom line. So we want people to have a smoother transition coming out so they don't reoffend and they don't end up back in jail or prison. Then the onus is on us to try to assist in any capacity that we can. Again, we don't owe anybody anything and they don't owe us anything. The goal is for them to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, but the opportunities have to be there, okay? So I don't believe in giving people handouts. I believe in giving a hand up. And so that means you have to be willing. If I'm giving it up, you have to be willing to take it and to do something with it. And that's what this program represents. You have to be able to get out here and make it happen for yourself. But the support is there. And it's not only just us. We partnered, with the blessing of Duran with other organizations, that's doing not our work, but similar work in other capacities. And so when there's a need, we're always calling on other people. So you're never alone. You're never alone with this. So I want people to know that. I don't want 20 people to call me after this is over trying to text me and say, okay, now what is that again? Because we're going to have the information at the bottom of the screen there for you. But see, you have to want it. Not giving it to you. You have to want this. And as we meet, I get people, calling me weekly, wanting to support this, asking how can they support this endeavor? What can they do? Because sometimes it's more than just money. It's other assets, it's other resources that's actually needed. But our ultimate goal is to be able to give people jobs. But before we get them jobs, there's other things other needs that need to be met prior to that. So I'm just sort of opening up the floor for anyone who want to share anything as far as what do you see that's actually needed, and then we'll close this out. Because our goal is not to, be on here all day. It's basically just to be able to open and share and see if there's someone out there from what's needed here. Someone may be able to say, okay, Pam, you know what, I got you. I got a connection for you for that. Or Duran, I got a connection for you for that. So the floor is just open.
I mean, for me, I feel like what is needed is just more people that are willing to understand us. Like, we need understanding. We need people that are willing to look past the stigma of us been incarcerated. We need people that are willing to say, okay, just because you've been incarcerated, you are still human. You are still, we out here striving hard. Like, I mean, after 28 years, I'm hurting every day. I can barely walk some days, but I'm out here. I'm at everything I can possibly get. I'm working from, like, I just got off work from 10 to 6, then I go back to work from 2 to 10. because I mean, I just saying we need a lot. Like I said, not saying that because I know nobody owe me anything, but I'm out here trying to get it. I'm out here trying to get it, and you know that, Karen.
Yes, I do.
I'm out here trying to get it. It's like, you know, I'll say because I don't really know too many people here like the other than family, but family can be your worst enemy sometimes. Not talking about my family because I love them and they love me, but I'm out here walking sometimes. You know that. I'm walking. I'm on the bus, so it's like the resources like are paying Ubers for rides and stuff when I got people that got cars. You know, they got cars and don't want to take you no place. So it's about, I just say, I can't. I mean, it's about just understanding, like I said, and people that's willing to look past the stigma of us being incarcerated or what we was incarcerated for or how long we was incarcerated. We need people to just like wanna, I don't know, I can't.
Support. The support.
Yeah. And wanna do it because, not because you're trying to, I get a tax break if I help these people. I get this because it's about something. Do it from the heart. Do it because it's something that God has put in on your heart, or it's something that you want to do just because you want to see people make it. You want to see people strive out here because it's some hard-working people out here that's not being able to get the chance. I had to literally walk up and down Jefferson streets looking for a job. I went from all the way up and down Jefferson Street looking for a job. Because nobody, they would hire me, but then when they say, because you've been incarcerated or I've been in prison, and the time I've been here, they didn't want to give me the job. They'd give me the job and then take it right back. Then I'm telling you, I got up one morning and I said, I'm going to give me a job today. I got 4 jobs that day. But how many times did I keep? None of them kept me because of my record. But you like I was saying, we just need support, you know, and people to look past our records and give us the jobs that we need. Like, you know, we can't support ourselves and do what we do to be to be the people y'all want us to be without y'all giving back and y'all making sure that it's okay for us to be back into society. We're not.
Well, you know, Pam, I'm hearing Katrina talking about this, and one thing that you do have is family, though. So what about the people that don't have no family, though, when they get out? So these are the type of things that, and politically speaking, there's probably things that we could do better in the community, just housing and, you know, helping people get the resources that they need. There probably could be a better.
And even with, like I said, with the family still, it's like you're living with someone and literally they really don't want you there, but they don't want to put you out either. So that's another thing is like, you said that I'm not homeless because I got somewhere to stay. I got somewhere to stay because out of guilt and you know, but at any given time, who's to say where can I live? But if I can't go to a shelter because there ain't that many shelters here.
Females,
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. So that may.
So that's one of the things too, because like I said, at any given time, the person that I live with can say, "It's your time. I mean, you've been here a year. Like, what else can I do for you? Like, you know, at any given time." And me being incarcerated, it's hard for me to get a place. Don't nobody want to rent to me. Don't nobody want to, you know, give me because I've been incarcerated. So that's what we need, more people that's, like I said, open to the fact that I'm not trying, I just want to live. I want to move. I want to just be in my own space. It's, like I said, just because I got family, that's the problem. Like everywhere I go, it's just because I got family means that I'm not homeless. I still live in a box. I stay in a room. I don't go nowhere. I don't do nothing. Like I'm still incarcerated. I'm still incarcerated. Even if it's not even just in my mind, I'm incarcerated because what else am I to do? I don't have a car, I don't have this, and I'm still trying to do things. So I'm still incarcerated. In my mind, sometimes I'm still incarcerated because I got family. You know?
Thank you, Katrina. That's real. From just talking to other people, that's real. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Anything else that's needed? Now, you being a woman, that's one thing. James, what do you think as a male? You know, some of the obstacles out here when people get out.
As a male,
Yeah.
we are in the world on our shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to describe it, but as a male out here coming from prison, there's no empathy. They look, oh, he got it, he's okay, he shouldn't have did it, but I paid that debt. As a man, you know, allow me to work and survive and provide for myself and my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we do pick up other family along the way. But for the most part, we need the support, we need the stability, we need consistency.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get down on ourselves and we give up sometimes. It's a host of things that as a man, from a man perspective, that we need. But you know, as a man, I'm more threatening to them.
Wow.
They see me as threatening. Just the other day, we got pulled over. Was going to Springfield to pick up our son. We got pulled over because driving while black in the Cadillac. That was when they asked for the license, registration, the insurance, all that was clear. So what did you pull the car over for? And he asked me for my identification. I told him no. I told him no because you did not pull the car over about my identification. You pulled the car over for a traffic violation. I'm not driving the car. So what are you even speaking to me for? So that opened up a can of a host of other things. They want to bring dogs around the car. You know, it's weird. It's viewed as a threat. To get me out the car, they say the dog hit on the scent. That was just to get me out the car. Because you had no way to get me out the car. Because this is not about me. This is about a traffic stop. So you get me out the car, you want me to put my hand up, you want to search me, want me to step back, do I have to put handcuffs on him? They view us as a threat in the door. So I have many thoughts on it, but some things I just don't speak on. You know, but I think they see is the biggest hurdle that we have as men come out of penitentiary. We view it as a threat. You know?
Driving while black. That's and again, these are things that I can imagine what you feel coming out, and then just the people, because first of all, it's like, okay, Lord, I can't go back through this again. And then just the people that's out here, the younger people that get stopped or what have you, it's like, okay, it's a way that, you know what, that they want you to act when you get stopped.
Right,
and that's something,
right.
that's a whole nother show.
Right.
And that's another whole class, but that is something that, you know what, that we need, it's time to have that conversation regarding that. It definitely is, and thank you for sharing that. You know, I know that even as a woman, if I'm stopped or what have you, and I have been once, and I do. I mean, I'm at a point now, it's like, you know, I'm turning on the Facebook Live, because you don't know. You know, I'm turning on the Facebook Live. If nothing else, hey, you all, this is going on, and that's it. So if I don't appear somewhere, somebody will know, you know, what happened. I mean, we have to have cameras with everything now, with everything. And so I'm just asking that let's put a camera on this. Let's put a camera on reentry. Let's put a camera on trying to restore, you know, the dignity of the people that come out that's trying. Like I said, these are people, Katrina and James came out working whatever job they could find and volunteering, giving up their weekends when they don't have to. You know, they're doing this because, you know what, to keep that mind right. You know, to keep that mind right. Because mental health is real.
Yeah.
Mental health is real. So I just want to say thank you all for just coming out just to share, you know, your you know, some of your story, because there's so much more to you than meets the eye. And you know, eventually in the coming months, we're going to be talking about some positive things that you all have done that we're going to highlight, so people will know that you're more than just your story. You know, you are human, and these are things that you do, that you've been doing, and talk about where you want to go from here. Not just you, it's other people as well. So thank you all. Sherry, did you want to say anything before we ended this conversation?
No, I just
today?
appreciate hearing what you guys have to say, and I'll let people call me a politician, as an elected official, I can see if there's things that we can do at the county, because we do have some programs for rental assistance and stuff like that. So maybe we can up that game. And that, to me, that's what we should be doing. But if I don't know about it's just gonna just go by the wayside. But hearing about it makes me feel like I need to do something. So I'll do whatever I can.
And what she says she does, you all. I mean, you know, it's like, it's not just talking and just to hear herself talk. It's like, I promise you, in a week, she gonna go back and, you know, she gonna have an answer to something. At least a conversation will be had. And that's what I love so much about Sherry. It's, you know, it's just not talk, it's all, you know, it's about action. And that's what that is. So thank you all for listening. And if you can be of help for anything that you've heard, you know, the people talk about today, let us know. If you are a person out there that can help with housing, can help with employment, please reach out to me. And then I will reach back out to you, or either my outreach coordinator, Jerron Neighbors, will, because this is real. This is just the beginning, and we promise that this is a safe space for people to be able to share. We promise you that, and the goal is to make things happen, but we have to get the foundation in place first. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it.